Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I hope all is well. No alien talk this evening. No periodic table. But the creator did come through with a message. I think I told y'all yesterday I had got a few messages. This cluster of messages, like I said, it was quite a few and I wasn't sure which one to give first. But this particular message is not a part of that cluster. This is an independent message, okay? Your breakthrough, your spiritual enlightenment, your awakening, your black night of the soul, the event that sparks your consciousness, whatever you want to refer to it as, okay, is the very thing that you need not to only heal, but to start understanding your past life in order to not only heal past and current life, but it is what's blocking you from moving forward, okay? We all are going to go through these different levels and phases and stages of spirituality, right? When you go through your awakening, some event, something happens, right? And then you go through this awakening, okay? And it is attached to multiple levels. Of course, we already know when you are coming into the spiritual realm and coming into with the different aspects of yourself spiritually, you're going to go through hoops and you're going to go through different levels, okay? The initial awakening is attached to probably the thing that even killed you in your past life, and the thing that can kill you now, and the thing that is blocking you from moving forward, okay? So there are multiple different phases and stages that are required in order for you to develop your gifts and to also figure out what it is that you need to work on in this waking life. Now, we know that all of this spiritual stuff is connected. We had the conversation of stepping into your spiritual gifts and you know what that looks like and what it sounds like, but a lot of us use our gifts without even being aware of it, right? No one actively uses their gifts and consciously without going through the awakening. It's an essential part of your introduction into the spiritual realm, okay? All of these events happen in some odd way. They're connected to your family members. It doesn't matter what it is, okay? Most of your days where you are actively, like I said, using your gifts, you are more than likely or have been groomed for some time in using your gifts in subtle ways until you started to realize what it is that you were doing and what they meant in the spiritual realm. So I'll give you an example. Since a kid, I've been throwing change on the floor, and then I want to say, and I mean since a small kid, right? So maybe like 5 or 6 or something like that. And then maybe around 12 or 13, I was informed that coins were used to absorb and reflect negative and positive energies, okay? And then maybe around 20, I found out that these coins are comprised of, maybe before 20, that these coins are comprised of metals and elements that are connected to cleansing and protecting and things like that. So do you follow me? As you begin to phase through all of these different stages, your enlightenment is going to increase around areas that are really familiar to you, okay? And we've had multiple conversations about, the initial awakening. And we've had multiple conversations, right, that will eventually lead us to here having this conversation. But I think the most important aspect of this is to really hone in on exactly why we feel we need to be aroused. And when I say aroused, I mean stimulated in spiritual ways. And this is where you start to build. After you go through your awakening, after you start using your gifts, after you become well acquainted with what the Creator is attempting to do through you, you start to gain this need for spiritual stimulation, okay? So some people do tarot videos, some people watch paranormal activity, some people like scary movies, some people start doing readings. If it's not connected to your gifts, you might be wasting your time. I'm not sure. If you're not actively using your gifts to do those things, you might be wasting time. But what I will tell you is that most of the things that you engage in, unconsciously, socially, financially, are all connected to your spiritual gifts, okay? And I know that sounds strange and it's like, what are you talking about? Just think about the things you focus on and pay attention to after you begin your walk with the Creator. And I don't even want to say after you begin your walk with the Creator, because I think that decision is independent of just using your gifts, right? Those two, they work hand in hand, but they're not the same, okay? A lot of people, they have this assumption that, if I'm going to use my gifts and do this, that, and third, because a lot of people are looking for material gains or whatever they can gain tangibly, right, from using said gifts. That's not the same as being obedient to the Creator and using your gifts for what He said you're going to use them for, because we've also talked about people using their gifts for bad, right? And again, for material gain. So I think once you, one, acknowledge that the Creator is the giver of these gifts and talents, and you focus on building a relationship with the Creator, and then two, using those gifts to assist the Creator with lifting the positive energies. And when I say assisting, I mean doing your part in this world that we're in to keep the vibrations of yourself and your environments high. We talked about that as well, right? Our places in all of this, and us just being a spectacle, and our energy being used to increase, right? Everyone that comes into contact with us on a spiritual level. This is no different. Okay, your abilities and your desires to become more acquainted. And we've also had the discussion of your memory being connected to your past life, and your memory being the core and crucial portion of your spirit, right? We've talked about all of this, but we haven't gone into the real connection, right? We haven't went over the actual connection that is required for you to make in order for these responsibilities to be understood, okay? Because once you become aware of what it is the Creator wants you to do, you become responsible, right? And that takes a particular level of spiritual maturity, emotional intelligence, and maturity. It comes with a few things, okay? And I'm not here to rush anything or anyone. I am here to consciously make a decision you know, to encourage people to use their gifts the way the Creator has, willed them to, what He wrote them to do, like what we were created for. It's not my responsibility to tell you what to do, when to do, where to do, how to do it. But it is my job to encourage you to become more acquainted with your gifts and understand them in ways that only you and the Creator will understand them, or other people if the Creator wants them to understand. I hope that makes sense. And all in all, these conversations take place simply because some of us need to be reminded, some of us need to be informed altogether, and some people need the motivation to keep going. And you being reminded and keeping going is not the same, right? Some people totally forget and they start to get irritated and impatient and start hating God, because this process is very daunting. It's draining. It's irritating, right? It's all of those things. It's exhausting. And these are little pockets and areas that the Creator can use against you to actually dilute and poison your whole essence and mind and ideology. When it comes to the Creator, you have to be willing to understand that what you possess, what you are made of, is connected to not only your past life, but a group of people who also are trying to figure out their past lives. And this clock is, and when I say a clock, I mean this clock on which you find it is determining who has the higher rank, who has the oldest spirit, who has the plethora of knowledge, right, that you need to get everyone else on accord with following what the Creator is trying to do. It is not one sole person's purpose. And it's okay if you are irritated with the process, right? That's normal. As long as you don't give up, as long as you keep going, as long as you are dedicated to keeping yourself aligned with what the Creator wants you to do. Meaning, if God wants you to be a fitness coach, right? Sure, you can stretch your legs for no reason on Tuesdays. Sure, you can stretch your back and your arms on Wednesdays. You can even, eat pizza. But doing things that don't contribute to building what it is that He wants you to do, like being lazy or, lacking the knowledge, not looking for the knowledge that add towards that. You see what I'm saying? Of course, we have our own free will, and a lot of people, they forget that, unfortunately, that some people are gifted and chosen for certain things, but they pretty much just like, okay, I don't want to use my gifts because it's annoying, or they scare me, or they scare people, or they turn people off, or they make people think that I'm a witch, or whatever it may be. Okay, a lot of people don't have the understanding that they need in order to keep going. And you cannot step into this room without going through your initial awakening, without going through this first threshold that connects your current you to your past and your future you. Okay, that's basically what this awakening is. Okay, it is you that is meant to stand in the gap. It is you filling out these spaces that are left open for you to fill. Okay, but I'm gonna end it here. I do love y'all. It is Friday. I hope y'all have a good weekend. I hope y'all are drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea. And don't drink too much tonight, y'all. All right, love y'all. Peace.